know you've seen this before, but this is just another reminder, okay? Because you've seen it on my TikTok, you've seen it on my Instagram, but this is here on YouTube, that I'm coming across the U.S. doing some brand new stand-up dates with all new raw material for you to consume. I'm gonna be in Sacramento on May 2nd and May 3rd, Raleigh, May 24th and May 25th, and Rochester, New York, the redheaded stepchild of New York City, on June 12th and 14th. Listen, don't take offense to that. It's a joke. Calm down, girl. But anyway, we have a lot of new material, lots of new dates, and I can't wait to come see you in one of those cities. Go to MonetXchange.com to get your tickets. Mwah.
On Drag Race, when we were given the Madonna Rusical challenge, I knew nothing about Madonna.
Really?
Nothing.
So you pulled all of that out of your ass?
Yeah. And let me just set the record straight. I was gagged to win. I was like, cause the first thing I did when I won was look back at Jan. I was like,
Monét Talks. Everybody come sit down, let's have a chat. Monét Talks. Living life gossip, chop it up, this or that. Monét Talks. Get comfortable with me, cause you on the show. We just wanna know where you been, who you been with. Monét Talks.
Y'all, okay, so I wish I had smell-o-vision, first of all, because the perfumery,
that's not what I thought you were gonna say.
It smells so good. It never smells as good in here, but it's because we are graced with the presence of a true queen. Gigi Goode.
Monét X Change.
Yeah.
What's going
on? That's cute. I like that. Gigi, how are you?
I'm so good.
You look great.
Thank you.
As always.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful,
I'm
stunning.
Feeling lovely.
Yes, although the weather is a little shitty in LA today.
This is my weather.
You like this kind of weather?
This is I thrive when it is gloomy, overcast. It is like, I'm in the best mood ever. Because when it's like, I don't get anything done when it's sunny outside.
I know.
I feel lazy.
I know, I feel like that too, but I love it though. That's why I moved to LA, because I want sunshine and rainbows all the time.
Sure, well, nowadays.
I know we need it, because the only place we can get sunshine and rainbows.
Right, literally.
Yeah. So I'm so happy to have you here. I have been, since you walked onto our TV screens in 2020.
Yeah, girl.
I've been a huge Gigi Goode fan. I think I tell you that every time I see you. You just exude just ferocity and fashion, all those things.
Oh,
you really do. It feels like it's like second nature to everything that you are.
Thank you.
Like, when did that start?
I don't know.
When did you start being cool?
I was always cool. Actually, that's such a lie. No, I was like in middle school. I was so bullied in middle school.
Were you really?
I always felt really cool because I was the one that was shopping at Hot Topic and like I was buying skinny jeans and I always wanted like low cut V-necks. You remember?
Yes,
those
girl.
were like the thing.
Yeah.
So but I was always getting called, like faggot and shit like that. Even like I was getting it was bully central.
Yeah.
But then that's when I realized I'm a thinker.
Yeah.
So I realized, I was like, okay, the people who are bullying me, how do I get this to stop? Oh, I'm gonna do the hair on their girlfriends for prom.
Word.
And so I became really good friends with all the girlfriends of these boys who were bullying me, and it stopped, like immediately stopped. I was never bullied again.
Word, because the girlfriend's like, if you ever fucking make fun of him again, I'm not gonna text you ever again.
Yeah. Do you know the guy on TikTok that's like standing in the back with his arms crossed, and the girlfriend's like, he's not gay. He isn't gay. That was that. Yeah.
That is a very smart way to use. Like, okay, I'm gonna circumvent this by becoming best friends with their girlfriend.
And ultimately I ended up loving a lot of these girls and quite frankly turning them out for prom.
Work.
I mean, fully.
Did you go to your prom?
I did not go to my prom. Okay, so I was nominated for Best Dressed and Best Makeup in high school.
Of course you were.
But there was an uproar.
Oh.
From the little Cissies.
Oh.
CIS. And
the CIS is hilarious.
They were really upset because they were like, no, Sam can't win because he's a boy and this is like a girls category. So I didn't win. And so I didn't go to my prom, but I had prom in my basement and I called it Porm. And it was like me and like 5 friends. I was dressed in like head to toe mint green. I remember at the time I was dating the captain of the basketball team.
No, wait. You were dating. Okay, like were you like an out relationship or like a secret relationship?
No, we were like holding hands in the hallway.
The captain of the basketball team?
Yeah, actually, I don't know if he was the captain, but it really like serves the story.
Yeah.
But
no,
he was on the
captain.
basketball team. He was the tallest kid in school. He was actually so. I wonder where he is now. He was
Fierce.
so cute.
Fierce, Gigi.
Yeah, but that he got a little crazy, so we broke up. But yeah, and then it was just us, and but I did end up going to the prom of like our rival high school because all of our theater productions were combined. So I became really good friends with a lot of the girls at the other high school. And that was my first time stepping out of the house in high heels and makeup, was at my prom, and I was wearing like a burgundy velvet. It was very like Tom Ford Gucci burgundy velvet with like, you know, black skinny jeans, a high heeled boot, and I had like makeup to match.
Bitch, okay, so you step out in this like full on like look, but people like were accustomed to this kind of fashion from you, like it wasn't. But I mean, you were doing hair and stuff, and you were, I mean,
yeah, but it wasn't like it wasn't quite a thing. It was like just among like my little friend group. I was doing hair for all the all the theater people knew me. Got it. But like at this other school, this rival school, I would say was like a bit more. Like, there was a lot more farmer boys at this rival school. I know. Driving their tractors to school.
That sounds so... Can I tell you, growing up in Brooklyn, that's what, like, because all, like, the movies and stuff I saw as a kid, I was like, oh, that, to me, I thought that's what all high schools were outside of New York. Yeah. Because it just seems so cool.
No,
like,
you were right. And it's not cool. Like, I can't imagine growing up in a city. Like, that would have been... In a sense, I'm kind of glad that I didn't, because, like, my perception of pop culture and, like, fashion... Like, at the time, I did not know I was wearing a Tom Ford Gucci-inspired look. But... yeah, I think I just kind of was left to my own devices.
But it's where you vibrate though. Like that's where the universe was directing you to. Like you're like it's like this innate thing that you just do automatically, which is fierce. So I mean, so were you this type of kid who had like a bunch of Vogue magazines and stuff? Or you just like
nothing.
So like, where is your brain pulling these like?
I don't know.
That's like chemical shit. That's like that's like in the chemical of who you are. That's crazy.
I don't know. Like I didn't know, not to pull a plastique, but I didn't know about anything like the Beyonce, the Britney of it all until like I went to college. Wow. And even then, it's like, you know how to, like, theater people don't gag over like pop. And,
they
like,
sure
shit
don't,
like
girl.
No, I was
like tell me something about Bernadette Peters.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Wait, so you were a theater kid too?
Yeah.
Like you were, because I think when you're doing obviously Amazingly Well season 12, and then when you popped up in Madonna, people were like, oh, like she does that well too. So you used to like sing and dance in high school as well?
Yeah, I was a performer. I was Gomez in the Addams Family. I was JoJo in Susical. I was also the mayor in Susical, a different production. I was in High School Musical Junior. I was in...
Which, by the way, you'd be a sickly Morticia now. Like you. Well,
I wanted to be Morticia. I auditioned to be Morticia, and
they were like,
my like best friend / rival at the time. Long story. She ended up getting Morticia, and it was a whole thing, but we ended up being a great pair. But yeah, I was in a ton of productions growing up, starting from like 4th grade, and that's actually when my relationship with my mom and like sewing started. So she began making costumes then for all the productions I was in. But then like later on, like in high school and college and stuff, I switched to like behind the scenes hair and makeup kind of stuff.
So is your mom like a trained seamstress? Like no, she just did it for fun.
Yeah, she just like
out of necessity to make shit for you.
Yeah.
Work.
Yeah.
And actually making these couture creations.
Holy crazy. Yeah. But the only pop culture that I was aware of growing up was like Karen Carpenter and like the occasional Donny Osmond, Aretha Franklin, like in terms of music, but there was hardly ever music playing in my house. It was always like NPR or my dad loved Ancient Aliens on the National Geographic. Like my like cultural intake was none of that, because I wasn't even paying attention to any of that. I was off in my own little world, like doodling arts and crafts, stuff like that. And so I think the first piece of fashion that I ever came into contact with and like recognized it as a piece of fashion was the Dior New Look silhouette, which
That's the skirt?
Yes.
Yes.
It's like the big, you know, T-length.
Yeah.
And again, I had no idea that was Christian Dior until later, like even after college and moving to LA.
Work.
And so obviously I met the House of Avalon when I came to LA. They were the ones who gave me like the full crash course. And funny enough,
Oh, tell me.
on Drag Race, when we were given the Madonna Rusical challenge, I knew nothing about Madonna.
Really?
Nothing. They gave us they gave me a little
Wikipedia little thing with some facts about her.
yes, and a laptop, and they let me watch the Papa Don't Preach video as many times as I wanted to.
Work.
And so I just watched.
So you pulled all of that out of your ass.
Yeah. Yeah, and let me just set the record straight. I was gagged to win. I was like, 'cause the first thing I did when I won was look back at Jan. I was like, sorry. Like, I was not expecting that. Yeah.
Well, so now, like, I think that you have become synonymous with like a lot of fashion stuff. Do you miss the performing aspect of it, like musicals, and like, would Gigi Goode ever put out an album? Like, what?
An album? I don't know. I'm really. I do love to sing. I sing a lot. I feel like my voice has even like, I don't know, it's gotten better over time. No one ever has really heard me sing other than on Drag Race.
Yeah.
It's not like my main thing. I would rather do like a cover album of songs that I already love.
Yeah.
You know?
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, I've got my karaoke songs that I like. And
What is your go-to karaoke song? I gotta know.
well, first of all, karaoke is like one of my biggest fears ever.
It's scary.
I've done it maybe once in my entire life, but even like watching it, I have such secondhand, like I'll get the shakes. I think my favorite, the only song I've ever done on karaoke was Give Me One Reason, Tracy Chapman.
Ooh, okay.
But like, if I were to, I've always wanted to do Fly Away by Lenny Kravitz.
I want to get away. That's really? What, that song?
No, I just love it. And it hits in the right register for my voice.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Work.
Yeah, but.
Okay, so and I'm so curious, like, what is on, at the end of the year, what is on your spot? Well, are you Spotify or Apple, number one?
Spotify.
Okay, well, no one's perfect. I know she's perfect everywhere else. She couldn't be perfect on that too. No, okay. I am only on Apple Music because
Apple Music is jarring to the eye.
I know, but I've been using it because all of my music, since I've been downloading shit free on Napster and LimeWire, it's still on my Apple, my iTunes. So I just like stayed. You know what I mean?
I never did that. I didn't have the wherewithal to like do any of that.
Oh yeah, I did, because the only way I could find porn too is to download it free. You know,
the first time I ever watched porn was on a Nintendo DS.
On a Wait, you can watch porn on a DS?
Yes, because
on that terrible screen.
It had internet access. And what you want to know? Oh my god!
Tell me.
I'm gonna say something. This is so bad. I got in a lot of trouble, because I was like little. Like I was not like little, but I was probably like maybe like 9 or 10.
That's normal. That's about the normal age. Yeah.
But like, what do you think I was looking up? 9 or 10-year-old little boys.
Oh, okay, your own age. Well, yeah. Well, when you're that age, it's not weird.
No, and I was thinking, I was like, I would get in so much more trouble if I was like looking up older
yeah,
men.
that makes
and
sense.
so, like, imagine the surprise when my father finds kiddie porn like on his router. Like, could have gotten so bad.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, you didn't know. You didn't know.
No, I didn't.
You didn't know, yeah.
And it's I'm like, I chalk it up to a funny story now because it is actually hilarious. But like, wow, that could have been really bad.
Really bad.
Yeah. And like, I should have known. My dad was an IT professor, so like he knows all the ins
But there
and
was
outs.
no way you could like scrub the cache or whatever.
No.
Yeah, for me, my parents were completely technologically inept, so I could like I could always hide it. I couldn't imagine if my dad was an IT person. Like, what?
Yeah.
There's no hiding.
Yeah.
He knew everything.
And at a Christian university.
Oh
yeah.
God! Oh no! I was recently in Texas, and I did not realize in Texas, and a lot like you can't look up certain OnlyFans and things on Texas because like it's blocked because of the whatever regulations and stuff. You cannot go on porn sites in Texas.
We're doomed.
I know. Okay, so sorry. These are the conversations I love. We're just jumping. No, I love it though. I love the kind of conversation. Okay, so you would not. So you would maybe think about doing a cover album, but not like you're not going to be up in the studio a la SZA, like writing your own music, recording an album like that.
Maybe. I actually, right after Drag Race, kind of during the pandemic, was working on writing a song. It was called Good Girl. And
Godde.
Yeah, well, yes.
Yeah.
Everything with the silent E at the end. And it was going to be more of like a Halloween spooky type situation, like werewolf comes out, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't good. So I gave that
It was your first try, though.
It was my first
People
try.
doing it.
Yeah, but I fully had like a team together to do the music video and everything. And then like the song, I was like, I'm just not feeling it. It's not good. So never say never, but that's like not on the track I'm on right now.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah.
Well, I think something that is also people know about you is that you're so aesthetic, and everything you do just seems so it's like so well curated and always says Gigi. Like you like your print is always on, like it's throughout your entire thing, right?
Yeah.
So like it's like my question is like, is that super intentional? Like from the time you started like building this, not building a persona, but starting drag, were you always intentional about making sure everything is in line and like has the branding of what is Gigi Goode?
Yeah, maybe not so intentionally, but I think like everything that I've ever done has been everything's been very kind of specific. Like I've gone through so many different eras of drag as everybody does.
Yeah.
But there was an era that lasted about 4 years in my drag career that was strictly 1940s and 50s.
When you first started?
I first started, this was probably like late high school into college was kind of the 40s, 50s, but I started when I was like 14, 15.
Got it.
And that was more like I was trying to emulate Iggy Azalea.
Girl.
Lived for her for no reason. But like with this 1940s and 50s, I was doing this photo series with my English teacher in high school. So funny.
Work.
She's a girl. And,
Okay, good.
Shout out Lisa. And she...
What a great school, though. That teacher is like, that's great.
Oh, she should not have been doing this.
Okay, got it.
For sure. Like, because we were breaking and entering into abandoned, like, homes and hospitals and things like that. And, like, it was called the Yellow Glove series. And so every single time I was in drag, I had yellow gloves on. And it was to, like, symbolize the woman's, like, cleaning in the kitchen. And, like, it was very that. So, in that sense, sure, intentionality. But in terms of, like, branding and stuff, I think the letter G is just like very ingrained in my life. Like my last name has 3 G's in it, and that's how I got the name Gigi. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not like if you knew what was going on in my head, I'm like literally just twirling through life and just like taking things as they come and like.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Yeah. I mean, and. You have, so recently you just announced your partnership, you're on the new campaign of Byredo.
No, so actually I just got back from Japan yesterday.
Yes. Thank you for being here, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
Which is congratulations on Byredo. I saw
Thank
you look.
you.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. They were just launching a new fragrance, and like 2 days before the trip, they were like, "Do you want to come to Japan?" And I said, "Okay." And we went, and like day 2, they had this whole like activation set up with a bed and a camera, and it was such a whirlwind. I was so jet lagged, I hardly even remember when and where everything took place.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were there for about 4 days.
Yeah.
I got that little Miu Miu bag over there.
Girl, everything. Gorgeous.
So good.
And then, I mean, one thing that I think you like shocked like the internet again was with your campaign with Louis Vuitton.
Oh my God.
Which was so fucking cool.
Thank you.
Like, and again, so when these like opportunities, because again, you're also super immersed in fashion, right? You like going to the fashion weeks and you're in these fashion spaces. Was that what your sights were set on when you started drag? Like you wanted to? Was that the endpoint?
Yeah. So I knew that RuPaul's Drag Race was not my goal.
Yeah.
It was my launch pad, which obviously is what.
Girl, the real race starts after the last episode.
It does, and my real race didn't start until like 2 years after, because episode 1 aired 1 week before lockdown, and so like for
the
2
COVID
years.
Season, once we got with the COVID season.
Like I didn't meet any fans. I didn't travel. I didn't perform. I didn't like do any of that stuff for over a year, and but I knew going into Drag Race, like, I knew the people who watched the show, Jeremy Scott. I knew, like, all of these fashion people, La Roche, like, all these people watch RuPaul's Drag Race, and I knew that fashion was going to be a big part of my life one way or another. And I loved drag. I auditioned kind of on a whim. I had only been in LA for 5 months when I auditioned.
Word.
And, 8 months after moving to LA is when I got the call. And
Gag.
then, yeah.
Was you a one and done auditioner?
Technically, yes, but in college when I was 18, I sent in a tape knowing I wasn't going to get on just because I was 18, but me and my friends were just fucking around. So, like, I did send in a tape.
Yeah, but not,
But I knew nothing.
Girl, what if they called you back then? What if you sent in that tape at 18 and they were like, yes,
No,
her.
if you had watched that tape, it was just me and my girl Julia. Julia is everything. Julia's taught me a lot about fashion. So she threw this party in college called the Kiki. And it was like the entry fee was a look. You had to be in a look or you're not allowed in. And people would throw straight up tantrums in the front yard for not being allowed in. We had like door people with earpiece. It was like
like a club kid look or just like a fashion
anything.
Got it. Okay.
But like people would show up wearing pajamas thinking they're being funny. And
No.
we'd be like,
No.
No. And so people hated us.
Word.
But she filmed that whole video and like, it was fun. It was just silly.
Good. Listen, we all had a Julia, our homegirl that is like down, like ride or die.
Yes.
Everybody needs a good ride or die.
Yeah. She was the first one who introduced me to like braiding and stuff like that.
Work.
Too. Yeah.
Work. Yeah. So okay, so this man with this hair. So
you're so funny, by the way. You and Bob.
No, it's Bob. That's Bob. That is Bob. Bob is the best. But you're just so fucking good with hair. So like, so Julia's the one that like showed you like a lot of technique.
Not necessarily technique, but like she was the first person who helped me realize that like black women were braiding their hair down and wearing wigs on top of them. Because like for like I'm just some like little white kid from like the Midwest. Like I didn't know these things, and so it was like. Like when we were planning for the Kiki, and she was like, "Which hair should I wear with this?" And
I'm like,
"What do you mean?" And she pulls out a blonde bob with a roux, and she pulls out an afro, and she pulls out this, and I was like, "Wait." And then but she also, like her and my roommate at the time, Cyan had the most like beautiful twists, and I was like, how do those stay together? Because if you just twist hair together, it just falls apart.
Yeah.
And so she was the one who kind of introduced me to the technique of actually twisting hair, and then got into like box braids, and I started doing braids for girls at school.
Bitch.
And I don't know. I just kind of fell in love with it.
Yeah.
When I was a little kid, I loved American Girl dolls, and the one that I wanted the most was Addie, because she had the most different hair from the other girls. And I was like, I want to play with this girl. And I remember telling my grandma one time that I wanted Addie, and she was like, "You don't want that one." And I was like, "Why?
Why not?"
Yeah, and I wish that I could go back in time and give younger me that as a gift.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I think to Drag Race fans and people like me and Bob and stuff is like when I see like the amazing creations and hairstyles you've been able to do for Simone and other people, it's like it seems like it comes from a place of admiration and like loving it, not some like other thing, which I think that's why people love the way that you are so enamored by the way that you do it here, because you do such a good job of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to see. Yeah.
I mean, people say that shit all the time regardless, like they'll call me whatever they want to call me, but ultimately at the end of the day, my sister needed help with hair and I was there to help her.
Sickening.
So
so Simone gets on after you, and so like a lot for the long one with the beads, you did that hair too, right?
Yeah.
Gags. Did you do all of her hair for season 13?
Almost all of it. Yeah.
Fierce.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, because I've tried to get into. I mean, I tried one time to create wigs. Are just my fingers just cannot do it. It's just not part of my thing.
Hey, God don't give up both hands.
He don't give up both hands, and he's sure when he was giving out the hair one, he said, "Oh, you definitely not getting none of it."
No, he gave you pipes.
Literally in real life and right. He said, no hair for you ever. So I wish I could get into these hair streets, but it's just and for you, just a lot of trial and error since fucking fucking high school.
Yeah. I mean, I never like set out to learn these things. I just like I would get in trouble in preschool and Sunday school for like getting up out of my seat and braiding girls' hair and. You know, it's like for me, it's nothing more than a tactile fixation, and like any new texture that I can come into contact with, I'm like just fascinated by it. Yeah.
Wait, how are you with religion right now? Because I grew up religious as well, and I feel like I've gone on just such this like journey with like religion. Like I grew up super religious. Then realizing my queerness and stuff, being like, and then being so annoyed at how organized religion treats queerness and then hating it, but then also now I think now come to a place of I acknowledge there is something bigger than me. I would be a fool to not think so, but organized religion I find to be literally like the worst thing in the world, and I will never ever be a part of it because it's sick.
Yeah, same. I mean, I always went to church. I always that was just always a part of my Sundays growing up. I hated it. I never once paid attention. I could not tell you, like, gun to my head, I don't know anything about the Bible. It was just not, it didn't interest me. So I was sitting in the pews, like, doodling on the little, like, offering envelopes and doing things like that. And again, like, braiding my mom's hair. And I would do her hair every morning for church growing up, like, since I was, like, 3 or 4. And she was sweet enough to always keep it in. And sometimes it looked a mess, but she just loved it. But yeah, and also I think I learned at a pretty young age that religion was against me through my dad and him finding out that I was gay at the time, and some choice words that he had for me. And I think at that moment I just was like, when you're a kid, you believe everything that your parents tell you.
You're a sponge. You're soaking we're soaking it all up.
Right.
You really are.
Okay. But like I've always had the mentality of if you're not with me, you're against me, and then I'm not with you. So like as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, okay, so that's not for me then. Yeah. Moving on.
Feel that.
And then funny enough, like you said, we just saw RuPaul at her book tour in LA a couple days ago.
I wanted to go. I was
church, mama.
I tried to get tickets last minute. It was too late. Like it was sold the fuck out.
That was church.
Really? Tell me more about that.
It was like, I mean, it almost seems like a broken record now, but like everything she says is so profound.
Fucking love that bitch.
So yeah, she I think has had the greatest impact on our modern culture in the last like 100 years, I would even say. And she says, like, it's important to pray. And you don't need to be praying to any specific thing. You don't need to be praying to a god. You don't need to be praying to, Vishnu or whatever. But having something that you can speak to where it's just you and that person that's listening is so important for inner peace, for even just like saying things out loud so they're not stuck in your head. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I find myself all the time being like, please, anytime like something happens, or like if I'm running late, or I'm waiting on an opportunity, I find myself like asking the greater unknown, please, like, please. I'll do anything. And I think to me that is not a white man with long brown hair and a beard. It is not.
That was born in Africa.
Right.
How?
Right.
Girl,
right.
Don't get me started.
Right.
But that shit is
talk about bundles. No. Yeah, so it's not for me. It's not for me, but I like to think that there is something, and I think ultimately you can believe whatever you want to believe in because nobody actually knows.
No one fucking knows. Like we're all gonna know. You know what you're gonna know when you fucking leave this. When you're gone out of this body, you will know. And I was watching this thing, Joy Behar, which I love from The View. And she was saying, I think what death is, it's kind of like when you were born. You were nothing before, and when you're born, you're going to be nothing after. You're not going to know. And I was like, you know what? To me, there's like a peace in that for me. I'm like, like when I die, whatever, I just will. Before I was born, I don't remember anything. Yeah. After born, I won't remember any of that either. Yeah. So to me, that is a newfound peace I have about death.
Definitely.
I'm so scared of it. So this is a rumor that people have been talking about.
A rumor.
Allegedly. Or what the streets is saying is that allegedly that you got in trouble at the finale of season 12 because you didn't do it at home.
Are we going to get into that?
We're going to get into that. I want to get into that. Because, I mean, your finale, okay, I'm not detracting from anyone's whatever, but for me, Monét X Change personally, I was team Gigi Goode, right? Like, I was like at home, like, because we're in the pandemic, we were all like, also, remember when I interviewed y'all all for the beginning of the season? And then you were just in,
oh my God, yes.
Yes.
Yes,
like the big Zoom thing.
Right.
And from that point, I remember getting off and the producer and I were all talking, and I was like, that Gigi Goode girl, I'm obsessed. She's everything. So I was a big Gigi for the whole season, so I was really rooting for the finale. I love Jada, that's my sister. I'm so happy she won as well. Like, the sweetest person. But in real time, I was like team Gigi Goode. So when he didn't win, I was very distraught. I was very sad. So House of Avalon, right?
Yeah. My girls.
It's your crew, your girls. So the house was already in LA. You come to LA. How did y'all I never knew how y'all had that initial meetup, like link up.
Yeah, so it was just actually 4 of them. Simone was still in Arkansas.
Okay.
For about a year. Yeah, about a year after I was in LA is when she moved to LA. But I met them because I went on a date, on like a Tinder date with this guy who I'm sure you know.
No. Oh, yes. You went on a date with
Yes, like a Hinge date. And like, mind you, immediately he was like, never mind, but do you do drag? And I was like, yeah, I do. And so he asked me if I would start go-go dancing and at Mickey's every Sunday. And I would start go-go dancing. And at the time, the House of Avalon had just like finished their sort of go-go dancing, paying your dues type situation, and they had moved up to hosting. So they were sitting in the VIP area, and I was go-go dancing, and like when I would take my breaks, I would go up to the VIP area and like sit there. I thought they all hated me. Like no one would talk to me. I was fresh. Like I was brand new in LA. Yeah. At this point, I had my mom making me one look every week, and I would wear the same look to every single gig that week so that people knew me as like the clown or the beekeeper or like whatever look I was wearing. Yeah. And that wasn't even like an intentional thing. That just was out of necessity. And so I think Caleb was the first person in the group to talk to me, and then Marco talked to me, and then Grant, and then Hunter, who's the scariest.
Hunter is the scariest.
He is the scariest.
Yes.
But when you talk to him, I mean, it's nothing but love. It's just a hard ass bitch.
Yes, I will say, when I first met the house, Hunter, I was like, oh, I don't think he likes me.
Everybody says that. Yeah, girl. Everybody says that.
That's the vibes. But he is very sweet.
He is. Yeah. And I think he's just looking out for everybody. So he's always just... He's just Hunter. But yeah, so then we became pretty close friends pretty quick because we were spending every Sunday, and then it was every Wednesday and Sunday. And then we would start getting booked at other venues together because it kind of started becoming like a unit. And then Simone moved to town. And I remember the day that she moved to town, we were at Mickey's. I had finally become a host at this point. I was no longer go-go dancing because I had been roofied too many times.
God, really? Yes. So my friend just came over to my place, and he was telling me that he went out to, recently, like a month ago, he got roofied at the Mickey's. And I was like, wait, what? He's like, yeah. He's like, I ordered one drink from the bar. He was like, and the next thing I wake up in my car with a box of pizza in my car next to me. And I was like, that's wild.
That is wild. Yeah, no, not me. I mean, I was reckless, and I was like, people were like holding up their drinks to me while I was dancing, and I was like, sure. And so like, that's on me, you know? And miraculously, every time I've been roofied, which is definitely more than 4 times.
Damn.
I've woken up in my bed without a stitch of makeup on. And
responsible.
And to my knowledge, I never got. But the day that Simone moved to town, I got there, and Hunter intercepted me before I walked up into the VIP, and he was like, Gigi, our sister Simone just moved to town from Arkansas, and I need you to treat her nice. She's really scared. She's really nervous. and he like it's like the seas parted and Simone is laying on, everybody's standing up in the VIP because Simone is taking up the entire couch, laying on it, and she's wearing all white like an angel with her honey blonde hair, thick eyebrows this thick. And yeah, I mean I was like enamored by her. I was like, you know, it's the same thing. Like, she was just kind of a star.
Yeah.
And so I sat down and we kind of realized we were both very nervous to talk to each other. And that kind of cleared the air pretty quickly, but we became close friends. And then shortly after that, I moved to their neighborhood. And just like up the street a block or two. And then we saw a moving truck in the driveway across the street from their house, and Hunter went and grabbed the landlord's information, and I moved in right across the street. Yeah. And now we have added my house, Riley's house, our friend Katie's house, Harriet's house, and the studio. So we have all of these houses all on the same street.
Y'all need to buy the whole block.
We already did.
That is so
It's funny,
fierce.
we threw a block party for Avalon TV. We were like, we should do like a block party. We called it Strawberry Social. And the city was like, technically we can permit this, but you have to have approval from over 50% of the block.
And you're like,
and we were like, done.
Done, girl.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
And so how did Avalon TV come out? Did y'all pitch the idea to WOW, or they came to y'all to do the idea?
I want to say they came to us because House of Avalon, before I had even met them, they, I think, had been already working on a project with them that didn't end up coming to fruition. And, you know, I got on Drag Race. Simone won Drag Race. And then I think just because we were always a unit, we were always working together, they approached us with the idea, and it was kind of like
so
an
dope.
immediate yes.
Yeah, I just love that. I love what I personally loved about it was the nostalgia of it, right? Like y'all doing like bringing back some of those like Jackass elements, things that are nostalgic to me, like growing up in the early aughts and shit. Love that.
Yeah, it was like a love letter to TV, and I mean, again, like TV culture was not a huge part of my childhood, and so. But to all of them, like TV raised them. That's what they say, and so it's been fun to kind of be a part of that.
Which is crazy because that's how like I flipped. Like I grew up on TV. Now I'm not a big TV girl.
Yeah. Oh, see, now I love it. I'm like I'm taking in all of the TV shows. I'm going back. I'm like doing my studying.
Are you a Housewives watcher?
Not yet. I really want to get into it because it's all that anybody talks about, and there's a reason. It's probably so good.
It is good.
I've seen bits and pieces of Beverly Hills.
Would you ever do another reality competition show?
Yeah, I would. I considered Project Runway.
Really?
I did.
You want?
At first, I thought about I would love to be a judge, and then I thought about it, and I was like, I mean, why not? Like, why not compete? Would be fun. I would love Traders. Would be really fun.
I know. I would love to do it too.
So fun.
So sick.
I thought about like Big Brother. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really not opposed to anything.
Yeah.
But like, don't be surprised to hear it now.
Well, speaking about Project Runway, glass, bitch.
Thank you.
Okay, so just a casual, I think Tuesday.
Yep.
Just scrolling on the internet, and Gigi Goode has put out her own brand, your own 12 pieces?
15.
15 pieces that you have sewed and created yourself and modeled each of them in a video. Glass. Tell why glass?
Well, so glass. The name of the brand is Gigi Goode.
Oh, Gigi Goode. Okay, got it.
That's the line, and glass was just the title of the collection.
Okay.
And my brother actually came up with it when I was home, and originally it did not start out with the intention of becoming a full collection. It was I found this material that I loved, which was like a sheer super stiff organza that was completely invisible that now all the girls are using.
Yes.
And and I was not the first to use it, let me also say that. But it was really intriguing to me because at the time I was kind of falling back in love with my passion for sewing. Because, you know, when you go on Drag Race, even if you're a sewer, you kind of hit the ground running and you don't really have time to do that. So you design the looks, but other people make them for you. So for a while, it was my mom and some people in LA. And I just had a stretch of time where I was able to kind of fall back in love with it. And I had always wanted to study corsetry. And I did. I kind of figured it out, and in a way where like these corsets were completely transparent but could still transform the body.
Yeah.
And this was prior to having any surgeries done, so it was kind of like gender affirming to have a waistline
100%.
and a bust and all of that stuff. And then I made 3 looks out of this material, and then after the 3rd look I could see them all together, and I was like,
it's a collection.
Yeah, exactly. And so that kind of birthed the idea of building an entire collection. And that one I was really intentional about doing everything by myself. I really wanted to kind of like give this one woman show aspect, and again with the models,
something we've never seen before. Like I've never seen, I mean, you probably know, I've never seen one person modeling an entire, albeit the designer and the creator. That's insane. You know?
Yeah. So it's definitely not the intention with future collections to do that, but for my first one, you know, I wanted to like make it clear that this is something that I love, not only designing, but I love to model. I love to I did all the hair and makeup. I did all the, you know, everything. And it was important to me. I did have some help from my brother in creating a couple accessories. He's actually making all the accessories for this current collection I'm working on.
We're working on a collection right now.
Collection number 2. I'm shooting the campaign on Saturday.
Work. Well, can you give us like a sneak peek of like a little, the first letter of the name of this collection?
I'm actually, there's a couple working titles. I haven't decided yet, but I can give you a little hint.
Oh, cute. Okay, work.
Just a little sneaky peek.
A little sneaky peek.
Yeah.
Wait, so is your brother, is he an iron worker? Like what?
He makes furniture.
Makes furniture, okay.
So he specializes.
Very Aiden from Sex and the City.
Right, yes. But he works primarily with wood.
Okay, work.
And so there's a lot of that kind of taking place in the collection. There's a lot of, this collection is very organic, with very organic materials, and kind of marrying like man with machine a little bit.
Work.
Yeah.
I love that.
I've never created this is like the closest to couture I've ever done. I spent like 50 hours hand beating one of these dresses.
50 hours for one dress? Jesus
and it's
Christ.
a tiny little dress.
Ooh.
It's like a shimmy.
I can't wait to see it.
It's cute. I'm so proud of it.
Let me say something. I'm not just saying this because you're here. I'm such a fan of your work. I'm a huge believer. I want I want you to be the next Coco Chanel, the next.
Honey, that's the goal.
Yeah, that's what
I'm working towards.
I would love to. It would make my heart so happy to see that happen for you. I will love that.
Thank you.
Before you go, I want to play a little game.
Oh, we're almost done?
Yeah, I know. So fast.
Goddamn.
Time goes back so fast.
Okay.
So it's called Who Said It, okay?
Oh, God.
So I'm gonna
Trivia's so bad for me.
No. I'm gonna read quotes from famous designers, and you have to guess who said it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
These are so easy. Sweatpants are a sign of defeat. You lose control of your life, so you bought some sweatpants.
These are all designers?
Yeah, designers.
Was that Tom Ford?
Close. Karl Lagerfeld.
Oh, okay.
Do you think sweatpants can? Are you over? Do you like pedestrian? Are you into pedestrian drag?
Not really. I'm okay with it. Like, I like to have a version of that. Like, my sweatpants are like red leather sweatpants, but like my travel attire is like tabbies and like a flowy skirt and like a Margiela trench coat.
Jesus Christ! That's why you showed us at the airport. That is, girl. I look like a dumpster, a walking dumpster at the airport.
I love it. I don't know. I'm in this like phase of my life now where I've got this new body and this new hair, and like all I want to do is dress it up 24/7.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Do you get hollered at a lot at the airport? I'm sure guys are always hitting on you. No, just dudes.
Oh, the men?
Yes.
The boys die for it.
I'm sure. Girl, I'm
boys
sure.
die for it, but straight men are crazy.
I've heard this from all of my trans girlfriends. Straight guys are they're literal demons.
Yeah, but I live I love just like full tunnel vision where I'm walking, but knowing that like all these eyes are walking past me. They're all looking right in here. I live. It's affirming.
Okay, next one. I loathe narcissism, but I approve of vanity.
Oh, this should be so easy. I have heard this. Oh my god.
To be honest, I have never heard any of these.
You haven't?
No, okay. I don't know any of them.
I loathe narcissism, but I approve of vanity.
A hint, Raja did her on Snatch Game.
Oh god. Was
the
it
second time. Not Tyra.
I don't know.
Diana Vreeland.
Oh, wow. I was going to say Anna, but that doesn't seem like something Anna would say, actually.
If you could use 3 words to describe Gigi Goode, what would they be?
One woman show.
One woman show. Yes. Done. Okay, 2 more. More is more and less is a bore.
Okay, you saying to, like, all of these sound like something Andre Leon Talley would say. And like
I think it's the way I'm presenting it too. But hint, big glasses.
Oh, Iris?
Yes.
Okay.
Iris Afal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is there a designer philosophy that you live by? Like Coco Chanel, what did she say? Or take one thing off? Like, is there one that you live by?
Sure. I mean, maybe not philosophy, but like a quote. I don't know the exact quote, but Tom Ford talking about flip-flops.
Which is what would he say? Oh God.
Just despises them, and is like it's insulting. I don't know exactly what he says, but I couldn't agree more.
Well, what did Gigi Goode wear to a pool?
There's so many other options. First of all, I'm wearing a 6-inch mule at the pool. Let's not get it twisted. Barbie foot at all times. Even when I'm showering, I'm on my tippy toes.
Okay, last one.
Yeah.
A woman who cuts her hair is about to change her life.
Oh.
We talked about her before, but not in this. She made a brocade.
Coco Chanel.
Yeah, Coco Chanel. Mm-hmm.
That's interesting coming from her.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a very like modern thing to say.
Yeah. What is a big dramatic change in your life that you your transition?
I mean, yeah, that was probably the most dramatic change in my life. Honestly, actually, I will say, like, as of recent, I just went through a breakup on election night. Crazy.
On election night?
Yeah, we broke up.
Oh, did you find out he was a Trump supporter?
No.
Okay, about
Thank
to say,
God,
that's a great way to
that would
break
have been
up.
so much easier.
Yeah.
But I feel like my eyes opened afterwards, and I had kind of had these like rose-colored lenses on for this relationship, and I'm so thankful for it. I learned so much, and I still care very deeply for this person, but I like something
He was so
clicked.
hot.
Yeah, he was really hot.
Beautiful.
Really hot.
Beautiful man.
But like something in my head clicked, and I like woke up, and I like found so much clarity within myself, and so much kind of like, I don't know, so much just like in the independence, I think, is really crucial to evolution.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Independence is crucial to evolution. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because often people be coming here, they be dropping bars. Independence is crucial to evolution.
Yes, thank you.
Love that. Ooh. That's kind of, I need to marinate on that one.
Yeah, take your time.
Gigi, I can't believe our time is already up.
No, how dare.
This was such a treat, such a joy, such a treasure to have you here. Again, I am a huge... Well, can I just say, I loved going to Mickey's the other day to Showgirls.
Oh my God, that was
And
so
your mom
cute.
and your aunt were there.
Yes.
So sweet.
They were having a time. God, my aunt got so drunk.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because that's just like how my family is.
Yeah.
Because my mom and my aunts, like, they came here when I first moved here, like a few months in, they came here, and I brought them to Showgirls. Wasted.
Wow.
One of my aunts got so drunk, she was like, the next day she was throwing up. I was like, girl, are you in high school or college? What are you doing?
Yeah.
But that's, my family's the same way, so I loved it.
Yeah.
They were so sweet.
It's fine. They're harmless.
Yeah, I love it. Would you ever go to like a circuit party? Well, are you a circuit party kind of girl?
You know, it's funny. I'm like, I'm like
I'm
kind
new
of
to the
over
circuit
partying.
partying. Really?
I kind of am right now.
I am too. I don't go out to the clubs. Me going out to Mickey's, I only went because Naomi was there.
That's different.
Yeah.
That's like going to see a show is different than like just going out to like drink and get fucked up. Like it doesn't really tickle me anymore.
I went to WeHo one time when I first moved to LA because I was like, okay, I'm new to LA. And like, I went out with Brooklyn and Vanjie. I have literally never once again partied it. I'm just not for me. But I do like a circuit party here and there.
A circuit party, what, you're just having sex?
No.
So wait.
I don't fuck in public. Ever since I got on TV.
Isn't that what a circuit party is?
No, I mean, some people are doing that, but I think it's more just the music.
Oh, see, yeah. I'm also not like, I don't like the thumpa. Like,
I don't like the pots and pans either. But
I hate the pots and
pans.
pans.
The pots and pans is terrible.
I need a woman's voice.
Yeah.
I will only have fun if there's a woman's voice playing over the loudspeaker. And, like, you know, I guess I have had fun at circuit parties, to lie. Like, we did our Halloween party. It was a circuit party. Mm-hmm. It's fun on occasion. I'm just like not trying to go out every night of the week. It kills me.
No way. I'm a home girl.
Me too.
Then I got my place. Like we do like game nights. So
sounds so fun.
I'm a game night girl.
Yeah.
Game night girl. We just had one the other day with fucking kimchi and Nicole Byer and shit. We played Secret Hitler. It's the game.
Wait, yes, I have heard of that.
It's a fun game.
Yeah,
but it's not what it sounds like.
Have you ever played Traders?
No, I would like to though. I've heard it's fun.
So fun. I want to
do it.
Oh my god, it's cute. It's really easy.
Oh my gosh, I want to host a game night at my place and invite the house.
Yeah.
And it will be like the house and like some folks. It'll be fun. How many people can play Traders? Up to like
as many as you want.
Ooh,
yeah,
like a 20 situation.
You could, and that's even more fun because then you have time to like go off and deliberate.
Yes,
and like do that kind of stuff.
And I have the real estate, bitch. People can come over and go do things. Well, I'm gonna set it up. Well, who's gonna be the Alan Cumming though? Because I would want to play. I don't want to be the Alan Cumming.
Yeah, someone would have to be.
I guess I'll take one for the team.
Yeah.
Gigi, thank you for being here. I love you so much.
I love you.
I'm such a fan.
Thank you.
And I know you are all too. Thank y'all so much for watching another episode of Monét Talks. We were privileged to have the fabulous Gigi Goode here. Look out for her new collection coming. It's going to be a fall
winter, yeah.
Fall winter work. Which, again, my stupid mind, fall winter comes out into spring. I don't know how it all works.
The last fashion week was fall winter.
Got it.
I'm just a little late.
Okay, got it. Work.
Yeah.
Well, y'all see you soon. Until next time, peace.
Monét Talks.